So, yo, what's up, guys? Today's gonna be a little bit of a different video, and I know this is a face reveal, so this is probably a little bit weird for some people, but yeah, here I am. Hey, I'm gonna be doing the pros and cons on Eastern Tiger Salamanders, and why I think they make good pets and why I think they don't. So, let's get into it. So, the first reason I think that these guys make good pets, and I'll probably go like one pro, one con, and do it like that. One reason I think these guys make great pets is because they got it. He's trying to move. First reason why I think these guys make great pets is they are very nice. They won't bite you unless you're really hungry. The reason that I think these guys are really nice is because they're not like a let's say a pixie frog who's just gonna try to eat you all the time. They're only really gonna try to eat you when they're very hungry. So that's probably the first pro for me, is they're very nice, very inquisitive animals. So they're always wandering around looking for something to do. They're always active. That's the second reason, is they are really, really active. Like, you'll never find one of these guys usually sitting somewhere. They're always active, moving around, and that just that makes them great, you know. So if you want a really active animal, this is one for you. I'll say the second reason. I'll say one con is they're very hard to find. I mean, I looked for about 2 years before I found one of these guys, and it took me about 2 years. I looked at like 5 different pet stores in 2 different states. Never found one. Supposedly they're on the East Coast more than the North and South, so that's one reason. Probably I gotta keep them moist in them because it gets very dry very quick. But yeah, so I looked at like about 10 pet stores altogether, and I didn't find a single one of these guys. So I usually don't do this, but I had to go online. That's what it pushed me to do, is go online, look for one of these guys. And I ended up finding one that was about $22 off of Underground Reptiles, and the shipping was about $44 because they charge a lot for their shipping, which is also where I got my Vietnamese centipede, is off of there. Underground Reptiles, they're a great site. He arrived kind of cold, on the cold side, but that's okay because we'll get into their temperatures in a minute. But I heated him up and he's been doing good ever since. So let's go on to another pro. These guys eat anything, and I mean from mealworms to crickets. They can eat dubia roaches unless they're really tiny and soft-bodied. They eat crickets, black fly larvae. You can probably feed them fruit flies, hornworms. I wouldn't feed superworms, so they get a little bit bigger than mine. Pretty much any insect, earthworms, bloodworms, black soldier fly larvae. It really doesn't matter as long as it's some type of insect, because they are insectivores, so they eat insects. Yeah, I'll show you guys him eating a mealworm. Actually, let's see if I have one here. And before I feed it, I like to crush the head first. So I crush the head. And then you just feed it. If you watch, he usually puts his head up. Come on. You're really not going to eat right now? Any other time you'd be starving, ready to eat. Come on, man. You know you want it. I know he's gonna take it. He's a little bit shy when he's out of his cage. Come on. Don't worry. Don't do this, man. Come on. Usually starving. Take it. Take it. Oh, he must just be shy in front of the camera. He doesn't want to eat right now, which is kind of crazy. Any other time he'd be going ham for it. But of course, since the camera's on, he's not going to take it, so. Come on. Oh, you almost got it. Come on, man. Come on. Well, I guess he's not going to take it, so. I'll just insert a clip of him eating right. Let's make it a mental note. Tavion, insert a clip of him eating now. So that was a clip of him eating. I don't know why he want to eat there, but it's whatever, you know. Can't force anyone to eat. He eats every day anyways. Sorry, buddy, I have to do that. I don't want you to try out. He eats every day anyways, so he'll be alright. So let's get into another con. Another con to these guys is they can be prone to drying out. So you have to keep them moist, because if you don't, they will dry out, and you don't want that to happen with your animal. So you always have to continuously spray them, because if you don't, they might dry out, and you don't want that to happen. So you always have to moisten their cage, you know, mist it down just to make sure they're nice and moist. So if you don't, it can dry. And that's honestly the second con. There's not many cons to these guys. There's more pros than cons. The third pro, I would say, is their cage requirement. You don't need any special lighting for these guys, because if you have any lighting, it gets over, if it gets over 65 to 70 degrees in their cage, they can pass away, they can perish. So you have to keep them nice and cool, which is usually room temperature. 70 degrees, usually room temperature. You don't need any special heating lamp, tank, heater, mat, unless maybe your room gets like super cold, like 50 something degrees. I would get some type of like maybe a heating pad, but other than that, you really don't need it. They'll be perfectly fine at room temperature. You squirming. But yeah, they do perfectly fine at room temperature. All they need is pretty much a lot of substrate, like these ones I'm up on the screen right now. So that would be like cocoa fiber, eco earth. They don't really need a hide, because they're gonna burrow anyways. They're not even gonna use the hide, they're gonna burrow. You need a big water dish, one that they can swim in, and that they can just rest in, you know, when they get hot, or need to get more moist than they already are, because hopefully you're spraying their cage a lot. You just need a big water dish. Another pro is that they get big. I mean, mine's about 8 inches, and they can easily reach over 12, which is a foot. So in the future, I should have like a foot long, and I think mine's a male, so I should have about a foot long tiger salamander. They get big, so you really don't need anything bigger than a 10-gallon tank. You can go 20 if you want, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement for them. So if you just want to go 10, it's perfectly fine. That'll work out for them. Another pro, I would say another pro is, no, let's go into a con. Here's one con I would say. Well, let's just put 2 cons together. Pretty much when you buy these guys, they are wild caught. You can't really find them in captivity anymore, which is really sad. So if you do buy one, only buy like one, and make sure you really take good care of it, and maybe try to breed if you can, because we really need more of these guys. But yeah, they pretty much are all wild caught, which is really sad. Um, yeah, it's just really sad, man. Like all wild caught, it's taking out the population. It's deploying right now. What was the other con I was gonna say? Oh yeah, when they start off, as like a kind of like an axolotl. They're like a newt when they start off. They don't have feet. They don't have legs. They have gills as well. They don't have lungs yet. So once they get out of that stage, they turn into this stage, which is what I recommend buying yours at. Is this stage? I wouldn't recommend buying it at like the newt stage because they're really hard to take care of. You have to water temperature, temperate. You have to clean out their cage, and it's just really not that well. They have gills sticking out like right here on the sides of their head, and then they get rid of those. Their lungs close, and they get lungs. They develop feet, which they can grow back. By the way, if they lose a whole leg, they can grow it back, which is really cool. And yeah, I mean, overall, they're great. They're not like a Pac-Man frog, because if you didn't know, I hate Pac-Man frogs, man. I had a Pac-Man frog this one time, and within a week, it was from PetSmart. Never buy from PetSmart. Within a week, it passed away because it wouldn't eat, and it was just, its health was going all bad because it wouldn't eat. Pac-Man frogs, for some reason, just don't want to eat. And these guys are like the complete opposite of a Pac-Man frog, in my opinion, because they love to eat. So that's gonna probably wrap up the video. Let's just recap. If you like an animal, let's walk past the screen. If you like an animal that's active, likes to eat, and is very cute, the tiger salamander is for you. And yeah, that's it for this video. Me and Squishy. We'll see you guys later, and say bye, Squish. Bye.